On the 109th episode of the HatTrick Sports Podcast, we're going to be talking about the MLB Trade Deadline updates and rumors. We have NFL training camp offseason news. We're going to be ranking the top 5 MLB walk-up songs and end it off with some Hall of Fame, yay or nay. Make sure you use code HatTrick Sports when checking out at w.gg for 10% off your order. Roll it! Welcome to HatTrick Sports, starring your host, Isaiah Carpenter. Bringing you the biggest sports headlines every week. This is the HatTrick Sports Podcast. Let's start it off with the NFL. NFL news. One second. NFL news. At least 100 players face penalty over Super Bowl tickets. Oh my goodness. What'd they do? At least 100 players from roughly half of the NFL's 32 teams face fines and possible suspension for allegedly selling their allotted tickets to this year's Super Bowl LIX. That means 59 in Spanish, above face value, in violation of league's policies. So basically, I guess every player gets a certain amount, or certain players, certain coaches, certain staff of the NFL get tickets for the Super Bowl every year. And what they say is, hey, you can sell them, but they must be for face value. And if you sell it for over face value, well, you're going to get fined and possibly suspended. So I'm here to break that down. So yes, all of these 100 plus people include NFL players, NFL staff, NFL coaches, and these names have not been publicly announced. The fine is basically, if you were caught selling your tickets for above face value for the Super Bowl, then you were fined 1.5 times that the face price of the Super Bowl tickets. Or you could say, hey, I did not do it, and face suspension. So the people that have come out saying, hey, I sold it for above face value, just give me the fine so I don't have to be suspended and can play all the games. Hey, that's fine. Give it up for you. You did wrong. You recognize that you did wrong. You're not going to do it again. And the NFL's punishment is, hey, you are not going to get any Super Bowl tickets for the next 2 years. Or if you happen to be in the Super Bowl, you are going to be able to buy some. But if you were caught, and if you are one of these 100 plus people, staff, or coaches, then you will not be able to purchase the Super Bowl tickets for the next 2 seasons. Again, that is unless you make the Super Bowl, then you are allowed to buy tickets for the Super Bowl that you are in. They're not going to name drop anybody. They did say that, hey, if you say that you didn't do it and we find out that you did do it, then you will be suspended. And so I think it's just worth it for the players to come out. You're not going to be publicly shamed or anything like that. You're just going to have to come out. You're going to have to explain, hey, I did this, I did wrong. You're going to have to pay probably $10,000 and then, carry on with your life and your career. Yeah, let's see. So the agreement is between the league and the NFLPA, and the players who violated the rule will be fined 1.5 times the face ticket value and lose their allotted tickets for the next 2 Super Bowls. If they are playing in that game, the players will have the chance to purchase the seats, like I just said. Those who decline the punishment could be suspended by Commissioner Roger Goodell. League and union sources with direct knowledge of the situation said. The sources said that the number of players involved was in excess of 100, some of whom have already accepted the fine to avoid missing games, which is the smart thing. Hey, if you're Patrick Mahomes, which I don't think he would have done that, but if you are Patrick Mahomes and hey, you maybe sold your tickets, which I don't think he did. That's a bad example. If you're Lamar Jackson and you didn't make the Super Bowl and you sold your tickets for $20,000, hey, just pay the extra $10,000 in fine, the $20,000 plus $10,000 in fine, the $30,000, and carry on with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of a deal. We don't need to get hostile with it. And that's just it. That's just it. It's not that big of a thing. I'm shocked that over 100 people ended up doing this, ended up selling for above face value, which they know that they're not supposed to. And the NFL also said that the league will enhance mandatory training before Super Bowl 60 for all league personnel to emphasize the rules and the broader principle that no one should profit personally from their NFL affiliation at the expense of our fans. So again, not that big of a deal. Shocked over 100 people did this because rules state that you are not allowed to do that. But, rules are rules. You learn for next time. You learn for next time. And that's what you got to take away with it. You're not gonna be. That's what I like. The NFL, hey, they're doing the punishment. They're doing the mandatory training for this, but they're not publicly shaming their players and stuff like that. So I give it up for the NFL. The NFL did that right. 2 claps. That was 3 claps. But yeah, good job for the NFL. Let's talk about the top wide receivers coming up this next season. So the executives and coaches and scouts all ranked the NFL's top wide receivers for 2025. And, we're going to talk about each one of them. In 10th place, you got Garrett Wilson for the New York Jets. His highest rank for the exec coaches, scouts, etc., was number 6, but he ended up in 10th. He had 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, beating Terry McLaurin, all these other guys, Brian Thomas Jr. for the final spot, for the 10th spot in the ranking. He's definitely a top 10 player. The way he slitters, I was going to say something else. Some scouts wonder what's holding him back. While Wilson posted 101 catches for over 1,100 yards and 7 touchdowns in 2024, Davante Adams had more targets than him, 68 to 46. Over the final 6 games. Adams' long-standing connection with Aaron Rodgers could have placed a factor, but it was... Oh, 1 second. I got a text. But it was a shocking disparity for Wilson, who has number 1 receiver qualities and was poised for a breakout season. At number 9, the W fell. At number 9, you have Mike Evans. He's still going strong. He's 31 years old. He's still going strong. He another 1,000-yard season. Where was it? He pushed through an 11th straight season with at least 1,000 yards, a streak tied with Jerry Rice for the most in NFL history. Despite a bad hamstring costing him 3 games, Evans also cut his drops from 9 to 4 this past season. So you know what? He's getting better. He gets that number 9 spot. At number 8, you have Nico Collins for the Texans. His highest rank was at 4. Lowest rank, unranked. Don't know who that was. He's like a graph. He's going up. Or I guess for you guys, it might be like that. He's going up. He's slowly but surely going up. The rare ability to be a legitimate number 1 in NFL personnel directed, good balance, skill set, size, speed, agility for his size, very good hands, and is a competitor. That is good. That is what you want in a wide receiver. Collins missed 5 games in 2024, yet still posted 68 receptions and over 1,000 receiving yards and 7 tutties. He was on pace to produce over 1,400 yards through 17 games, which would have been good enough for 3rd in the NFL. At number 7, Malik Neighbors for the New York Giants. His highest rank was number 4. He surpassed 100 catches and over 1,200 yards as a rookie on one of the worst offenses in the entire league. Malik Neighbors was on fire last season. Really, really good guy for the Giants. Definitely their best draft pick. And he's going to do it again this year. He can go 0 to 60 in 3 seconds like a Ferrari, but he's built like a truck, an NFL personnel evaluator said of Neighbors. And he's not even an elite route runner yet. Just wait until that happens. Dude, Malik Neighbors, he's got to get out of New York, but once he's out of New York, he's skyrocketing, man. He's just skyrocketing. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. And then at number 6, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. His highest rank was at number 3, lowest unranked. How is he not in I don't understand how people put him not in the top 10. 36 regular season wins and 340 receptions later, St. Brown continues to be Goff's first thought while forming one of the league's best tandems. He enjoyed a 129.4 passer rating when targeting St. Brown, whose 81.6% reception rate is easily the best among wideouts, with a minimum of 75 targets. An NFC executive said he doesn't have the size, but he has he has the feet, the hands, the instincts, the run after catch, and the competitive toughness. St. Brown, who famously watched 16 receivers get drafted ahead of him in 2021, is the NFL's only player with 100 receptions and 10 receiving touchdowns in each of the past 2 seasons. At number 5, making the top 5, A.J. Brown with the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, A.J. Brown, somebody ranked him unranked. Don't know how that's possible. His highest ranking was at number 3. He obviously, Philly won the Super Bowl. They went 16-1 while averaging 31.5 points per game with Brown in the lineup last season. Without Brown, the team went 2-2 while averaging 18 points per game. These numbers include Philadelphia's playoff run. But yeah, I don't understand how you put him unranked. Number 4, Dallas Cowboys' very own CeeDee Lamb. Finally, the lowest ranking was top 10. Again, don't know how you put him at 10. Highest ranking number 3. He ended up at number 4. CeeDee Lamb has checked many boxes required. What was I going to talk about? In 2023, 135 receptions, which was the league high with over 1,700 yards and 12 touchdowns. He has no true down years. I mean, they're not wrong. Has he had a down year in his season? The answer is no. And he can produce through adversity, all that. He has 496 career receptions, the second most through a player's first 5 seasons behind Michael Thomas, who has 510. CeeDee Lamb's legit, man. At number 3, from Miami PD to catching TDs, Tyreek Hill, Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins can save $14.9 million of the 2025 cap if they trade Hill, which obviously all the drama with Hill and NFL players in general. But yeah, just a whole bunch of drama at the end of last season. The Dolphins, I mean, not the best team in the league. Let's be honest. He doesn't like Tua. We kind of understand that. And yeah, he's a simple man. Not a simple man. He's a very complicated man, actually. But, he's a good guy, a good wide receiver. He deserves the podium spot. We'll just keep moving on. At number 2, you have Justin Jefferson for the new man on the Minnesota Vikings. Last year's ranking, he was at number 1. There were a few guys that put him at number 1 this year. His lowest ranking was number 4. Justin Jefferson, number 4. Come on, let's be real. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable career. Jefferson's 34 career games of 100 or more yards leads all NFL receivers since 2020. And while Chase has a top 3 passer targeting him, Jefferson has never played with a top 10 quarterback in Minnesota. No wonder why Aaron Rodgers wanted to play in Minnesota. And then if an AFC scout said, I mean, Justin Jefferson, if he isn't on your fantasy football team, you're just losing the drafts. I mean, let's be honest. And then number 1, no surprise at all, Jamar Chase for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's just common sense, man. I mean, last year's ranking before was at number 3. Now he's at number 1. He's going to do good. I mean, the Bengals, this is going to be a comeback year for the Bengals. The Bengals are going to be good again this year. They'll be fine. And, yeah, that is what we have there. Let's talk about my boy, Kenny McIntosh. McIntosh, hurt his leg. And I don't want to say the ACL word, but it's believed that he has torn his ACL. Seattle Seahawks running back Kenny McIntosh is believed to have suffered a torn ACL in practice on Saturday. He's going through testing at the time of this recording, and it's unfortunate to see. Now, he is our number 3. He's our number 3 running back, but he is a big thing for the Seahawks on special teams. He posted a 25.5 yard average on 6 returns last season while carrying 31 times for 172 yards. So it is going to hurt if we miss him all season, but luckily we have Kenneth Walker III, and we have some other running backs in the chamber, so like it's not that big of a deal, but it is going to sting a little bit. It's like if you go outside at like 7:30 at night and there's like a lake outside and you just get bit by a bunch of mosquitoes. So, and like just the next few days like kind of hurt, but like you can still do it, but it hurts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just irritating. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's very, very unfortunate for the Seahawks. It's just gonna hurt a little bit special teams wise. It's just gonna be irritating. You know what I mean? I think I gave a good example. Let's move on to MLB. The MLB Trade Deadline is coming up in just 4 days. Oh, the countdown is on. But yeah, let's go to the trade deadline tracker. Not a whole bunch of big trades so far. I think Ryan McMahon is the biggest trade so far, but there are going to be some big trades coming up here in the next couple days, possibly while we are recording. We could see some big trades while we are recording. It's Sunday, so tomorrow I think will be a handful of trades. Tuesday will be a handful of trades, and I believe Thursday at 6 o'clock is when the deadline hits up. Gonna be fun. Gonna see some new faces on some new teams. So there have been some signings so far. The New York Yankees acquired utility man Ahmed Rosario from the Washington Nationals. I almost said Red Sox for some reason. But yeah, Ahmed Rosario, old friend alert. The Royals get outfielder in the trade. The Royals acquired Randall Grichuk from the Diamondbacks in exchange for Andrew Hoffman, a right-hander that was for the Royals, now playing for the Diamondbacks. Again, this is probably the biggest trade of the deadline so far. The Yankees get third baseman Ryan McMahon and trade for Colorado Rockies. The Rockies gave up like 2 guys, I think a pitching prospect and somebody else. But the thing is, with Ryan McMahon, everybody was looking at Suarez to go to the Yankees. And that means that Suarez will no longer be a Yankee, which as a Dodgers fan, I'm fine with. I've already accepted that Suarez isn't going to be in the NL. I'm not even going to say the NL. They're not going to be on the Diamondbacks anymore. And the Diamondbacks aren't a threat for the Dodgers. So I'd rather him not go to a playoff team, somebody like the Yankees, who the Dodgers could potentially face in the World Series. And I prefer to him go to a I'm not going to say a because it's going to happen. He's going to go to a playoff contender. But I hope that it's like one of those, an AL team that's going to get eliminated in like the wild card or something like that. Like just something that the Dodgers don't really have to worry about, because I'll be the first to admit, Suarez is incredibly good this season. For how like late he blooms, he is incredibly good this season. So I'm happy. I'm happy he's getting out of the NL West, even though the Diamondbacks aren't a threat to the Dodgers. But to have him on an AL team that's going to make the playoffs, because he's going to be on a team that makes the playoffs, I just need that team to be eliminated before the World Series, before the Dodgers make it to the World Series, just to make our time a little bit easier. The Mariners traded. This was like the first big trade. The Mariners got Josh Naylor from the Diamondbacks for Brandon Garcia, and Ashton Izzy, who's a right-hander, right-hand pitcher. Yeah, and Josh Naylor went to the Mariners. I believe Josh Naylor has already played for the Mariners, if I'm not mistaken. Josh Naylor's played for some teams, if I'm not. Has Josh Naylor? Yeah. Has he? I thought I've seen Josh Naylor on the Mariners before, but I guess not. The Padres, the Indians, the Guardians, the Diamondbacks, and the Mariners. And I thought he's played for more teams. I don't know who I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of somebody else. But yeah, there are some teams that really need some stuff. The Rays, Cardinals, and Angels, they're going to need some guys. The Rays are going to need some guys. The Rays are definitely going to need some guys. The Royals are going to need to trade Lugo at some point. Now, whether he goes to the Dodgers or I don't even know where else he's supposed to, like, anybody that needs pitching. The Royals have Lugo. The Astros are looking for like somebody to switch out with Altuve. So obviously Altuve plays both second and left. So I think what the Astros are going to try to do is have either a left fielder or a second baseman and put Altuve in the other spot, or I'm not quite sure what the Astros are going to try to do, but the Astros, they're strong in the AL West. The Diamondbacks have been sellers through and through this offseason. Yeah, they're just kind of giving away. They've already given away Naylor. They're going to give away Suarez. They have guys. The White Sox are drawing interest from contenders. They have Adrian Hauser, who's a pitcher for them, who's actually pretty good. You're gonna need to do some stuff. The Cubs are looking for probably a pitcher at they're gonna need some pitching. Maybe some rentals. I don't really know what the Cubs are kind of looking for. The Orioles, Charlie Morton is going to end up having to go. The Orioles, it's just a bust season. And I could say the same for the Yankees. It's just a bust season for some of these AL East teams. The AL East, I mean, they went from like the top of the top to the low, man. Steven Kwan is probably going to make his way somewhere else. The Dodgers have already placed a bid on him. I'm pretty sure the Dodgers placed a bid on Kwan and somebody else, and it got rejected, and the Guardians said that they wanted to keep him. Don't quote me on that. I forget where... I forget that whole situation. There's a situation like that. The Braves not looking to move Murphy. Sean Murphy, you got to keep Sean Murphy. And then Alcantara is definitely moving. He is not going to be on the Marlins. But where is he going to go? I want to see him on the Dodgers. I want to see everybody on the Dodgers. That's just what a Dodgers fan's mindset is. But I don't think he's going to be for the Dodgers. Maybe the Yankees. Maybe. But yeah. The Dodgers are going to need some... the Dodgers... We have plenty of pitching. They're all hurt. We could use like a third baseman and kind of cut... No, Muncie's been on fire, though. Muncie's on the IL. He had the 4 weeks right before the All-Star break. He's got to be coming back in the next week or so. Mookie and Freddie have been in a slump. We'll talk about Mookie in a second. But yeah, maybe a bullpen guy. We have Trennan, we have Kopech, we have Gratterall, Kasparis, but he's kind of like a starter now. The Dodgers bullpen... And I'm going to make a shirt that says this. The Dodgers bullpen is what makes them win games. The Dodgers bullpen is what made them win the World Series. Bullpens win games. I mean, that's just it. But yeah. Whoa. I don't know what just happened. Seizure. It's exciting to see what's going to happen here in the trade deadline. I'll keep you guys updated. All the big trades are coming up here in a few days. I'll keep track of them and talk about them next week on the podcast. Because I believe, let me pull up a calendar. On Thursday at 6 is when the deadline is dead. But yeah, gonna be excited to see that. Let's move on to more MLB news. Let's talk about Mookie Betts. As a Dodgers fan, I love Mookie Betts. He's done a lot. He has won 2 World Series for us, and there are a lot of Dodgers fans that don't appreciate Mookie Betts as much as he did. If Mookie Betts has a -5 wins above replacement, I would still love Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts has been a crucial part of the Dodgers organization in the last few seasons. That being said, he is in a big slump. And that also being said, he has missed a few games for a family emergency. There's been a death in the Betts family. Again, we don't know, we don't really need to know who died and what relation they had to Mookie Betts. But Mookie Betts, the Dodgers had an off day and then headed to Boston for this series against the Red Sox. And so Mookie Betts took the off day. He went to Tennessee where his family is. Again, a family member died, unfortunately. He took that day off. He took the next day off, the first game of the series against the Red Sox. He took that game off. Wasn't even at the field. Whatever. Let him take his time off. Again, he's in a slump. He's obviously upset. Man, a family member passing away isn't obviously a good feeling. And then the next day, he came to the field. He went to Fenway. Again, it must be a weird time for Betts because he's coming back to Boston. Family member just died. He had to take a few days off. He's in one of the worst slumps of his career. I feel bad for Mookie Betts. I mean, as a fan, like, I'm like, bro, get in the game, lock in. But at the same time, you take all this stuff into account, and you're like, I get it, man. Like, so I think he's in the lineup for today. He ended up showing up to the fields in the Dodgers loss when they lost, I believe, 4-2 to the Red Sox just last night at the time of this recording. But yeah, man, you feel bad for the guy. I think that, the few days, it's important for him. He got some good rest. He got some good he's in the good mental mindset that he needs to be on the Los Angeles World Series champions Dodgers. And you know what? I'm excited to see what he does in the second half of the season, and I don't think Dodgers fans should be hating on him at all. He has given us more than we could have ever expected for the 12 years, $300 whatever million that he signed. I mean, we got him for cheap if you really think about it. But yeah, he's going to be facing off against the Red Sox, which is going to be a little weird. But he's been to Fenway since he got traded, and yeah, I think he's kind of over the Red Sox. Hopefully he's over the Red Sox. Let's move on. Aaron Judge is on the 10-day IL. Oh my goodness, Aaron Judge. I say a lot of bad stuff about Aaron Judge, but you got to feel for the guy. You could see him. He threw a ball into the infield a few games ago, and you could see him. Like, the camera kind of cut back to him. He's like, but it was a flexor strain in his elbow, on his right elbow, which is obviously the right elbow. I don't know why I said that. But no UCL damage, which is very, very good. Which means there will not be any surgery. At first, people were speculating, hey, does Aaron Judge need Tommy John? Is he going to be out for the rest of the season? Is this going to be a complete bust for the Yankees 2025? The year of the Yankees, not looking like the year for the Yankees, if you ask me. But yeah, he is down and out for at least 10 days. And if he comes back after the 10 days and they don't put him on another 10-day IL, he will be DH for at least a few days and will not be throwing a ball for at least 2 weeks, Aaron Boone says. Which is weird. So you're like, oh, who's going to fill a spot? Aaron Boone is hinting at Giancarlo Stanton to replace Aaron Judge in right fields, which Giancarlo Stanton has not played in the field since like 2023. Now, at the same time, you think about it, Giancarlo Stanton, he's still, I'm sure, taking reps in the outfield, and he still has the brains of the game, like he knows what's going on, and it's really, baseball's a hard sport, don't get me wrong, baseball's a really hard sport, but defensively, an outfielder has probably the easiest, like, if you have the strength and you have the brains, defense really isn't all that hard, and you need a little bit of speed, but defense isn't really all that hard in the outfield. So I think Stanton will be fine if he has to play outfield for the next 2-3 weeks. Judge, again, if he's not throwing a ball for at least 2 weeks, he's going to need to do some physical therapy, I'm assuming, and they're going to have to get him up and running. And I'm going to give it 20 days before he plays in the outfield. I mean, think about it. You have 14 days of not throwing a single baseball, and then you're going to need 6 days of rehab, pretty much. I mean, not throwing a baseball for 14 days in the MLB, it's not going to ruin you, but it's going to have an effect on your body. But yeah, it could have been worse. He could have been out for the whole season. He could have never been the guy he is ever again if he needed surgery. Again, good that no UCL damage. And it sounds like Aaron Judge is going to be the DH. So basically, after he comes back from the IL, him and Stanton are going to switch, even though Stanton will be presumably playing in the outfield throughout his whole IL stint. So they're just going to be kind of switching spots. Aaron Judge on the as DH isn't a horrible idea. You know, it's a wake-up call. It's not a wake-up call for the Yankees, but it's like the Yankees need to get a little bit uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're losing a lot. They're in a slump. They need some change, and maybe this is the change that they need. Even though it's bad, I think in the long run, this change could be pretty good. And again, could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. Let's... Oh, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Let's talk about the greatest... Where are we going? Let's talk about the greatest single player performance possibly in MLB history. This 22-year-old rookie, Nick Kurtz. We're gonna call him Kurtz for the sake of the TikTok live and social media. We're gonna be calling him Kurtz just as his last name. Don't need to get flamed in the comments. His name is Nick Space Kurtz. Kurtz is 22 years old, a rookie playing for the Athletics. They recently had a series against the Astros, and he went off on one of those games. 4 home runs, a double, and a single, 19 total bases, 8 RBIs. Unbelievable. 6 for 6, making history as a 22-year-old rookie for the Athletics. Unbelievable. People are calling this the greatest single player performance in a game. I will always say it was Shohei Ohtani in September of last year. 6 for 6, 50-50, stolen bases left and right, home runs left and right. I was there in Miami for that game. I'm just saying that will always, in my mind, be the greatest single game performance. Unless somebody goes 6 for 6 with 6 home runs and creates a 100-100 club. Forever and always, man, Jesus. I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know. Forever and always, that 50-50 game, for me personally, will be the greatest single-player game in history. But this Kurtz guy, bro, the dude's legit. I heard about him coming up. I've seen his stuff a little bit. I've watched a handful of games of him playing, a few of his at-bats. Bruh, nothing compares to this game. It would have been 5 home runs in 6 MLB stadiums. It hit just off of the wall. And if he went 6 for 6 with 5 home runs and a single, I mean, dude, are we serious? I mean, Nick Space Kurtz, unbelievable. Unbelievable game. But again, I think it's a one-game thing. He's going to be a one-hit wonder. He's going to obviously be a regular player. I think it was just the one good game against the Astros. Again, stinky Astros. Yeah. So again, all hype. He deserves all the love for this game. But I think it's going to be like, he's not going to be all that. It's just a one-hit wonder, a one-game wonder. A one-game wonder. Hey, for any graphic designers out there, make that, put that on a shirt, send it to me. One game wonder, Nick Space Kurtz. But yeah, it's still impressive either way. Either way, it's impressive. Yeah, just wild. But again, I do think it's kind of a one-game thing. Let's talk about the Astros did end up getting destroyed in that game. Let's make that very clear. I believe it was 15-3. All right, let's move on to the top 5 MLB walk-up songs of 2025. All right, at number 5, you have Shohei Ohtani. He has that song, And I'm Feeling Good. His walk-up song is Feeling Good. It just brings the vibe. It's the class. Shohei Ohtani is a very classy man. And just when you hear it, I was lucky enough to go to Los Angeles just over a month ago. And just to hear that in the stadium just erupts. Everybody just rises. They rise more than a judge. And you just feel, it's just tensions in the room. You just feel tingles. Because you know it's going to go out. You know the ball's going to go out. And so yeah, that was at number 5. At number 4, you have Francisco Lindor. He has My Girl. The stadium just kind of sings along with it. It's maybe not the best walk-up song, but just how the stadium reacts to Francisco Lindor, Mr. Smiles walk-up song. It's just cool to see. At number 3, making podium, you have Kyle Schwarber. We're not against rap. We're not against rappers, but we are against those thugs. Thuggish Ruggish Bone for Kyle Schwarber. It's just a classic, man. It's just a classic. Whenever I hear the song, you just think of Kyle Schwarber. I don't know. That's just me, in my opinion. At number 2, not many people can say that their walk-up song is a song that they created, but Jose Iglesias can with Oh My God, OMG, and low-key, it's kind of catchy. It's a cool walk-up song and all, but what puts him at the number 2 space is that how he made that song. Catalina, he's the Justin Bieber of Latin American countries. Think about that, man. How many people could say they did that? It's just absolutely amazing. As a Dodgers fan, I can't be a Jose Iglesias fan anymore. We'll always be a fan of him with the Mets and stuff like that. Oh, even though the Dodgers beat the Mets in the ALCS with the OMG guy. But Jose Iglesias, that's at number 2. And then the number 1, just because it fits so well. The big dumper cow, Raleigh, baby got back. They like big butts, and they cannot lie. The big dumper gets the number one for the top 5 MLB walk-up songs of 2025. Let me know, comment down below who your favorite walk-up song is. What your favorite walk-up song is and who it is of. All right, that's going to wrap it up for episode 109 of the HatTrick Sports Podcast. Make sure you follow on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, anywhere you see our brand. Make sure to follow and engage. You can listen to podcasts anywhere you listen to podcasts, including YouTube, for all of the visuals. And we'll see you guys next week for episode 110.